So where am I off to on this lovely late September afternoon? Well, I'm going to a CIPD Manchester launch event around families, parents and the workplace, and really it's around looking at how the workplace supports, enables families to have a good family life. So it's going to be a good evening, I think. This just kicks off the event really, because after this there's going to be a load of social media presence, conversations. Tomorrow night there's the HR hour, 8 o'clock, that's going to have some questions relating to families in the workplace, and there's a whole range of things. So it's good, and I think we've got some speakers this evening as well, and it's going to get that conversation going. So look at hashtag CIPD Big Convo for an opportunity to get involved. And of course, a really key thing about this is about inclusion. So when we're talking about families, it's not just parents, but it is people that are looking after relatives that might be sick, disabled, elderly. That's a key part of family life, and sometimes that can get forgotten about because the whole focus of families and children, particularly, and parents, but actually it's much wider than that. If you're interested in some blogs, there are some good articles that have been written over the last week or so just down there. So here we are in the city centre, and here is the brains behind all of this. Was Rachel Burnham. And I'm conscious actually, as we stand in the centre of Manchester, we're here kind of at rush hour. Everyone's kind of going home, I guess, or leaving work, which is kind of quite relevant since we're talking about the workplace. And I wonder sort of what family life all these people have. I'd like to go up and ask somebody and stop them. They might just think I'm a bit weird. And we're here. It's a lovely building, isn't it? Huh. We're ready to start soon. A couple of questions to be thinking about. I'll snap a couple of those key points because this is going to go on over the next 4 weeks. This is just the launch, and hopefully there'll be a lot of good discussion in the coming month.
To see you all here. It's really great because we've had so much contact with so many of you already through Twitter and through the blogs. It's great to actually meet you in person. My name is Rachel Burnham, and I'm the Public Policy Advisor for CIPD Manchester. Actually, I should be
Oh well, I was going to no, not really.
So that's the end of the event this evening. I was hoping to talk to some people, but people are out. It's late, I guess, but really good session. Lots and lots of very interesting stuff to talk about. Lots of interesting stuff coming up over the next 4 weeks. Those 4 themes are particularly useful and interesting, and we'll see that conversation and debate continue. But Rachel's here, of course, and I'm going to get her thoughts on this evening. So it's a very good evening, and let's see what Rachel has to say.
That was a really lively event. It was great to have so many people together, and we weren't short of things to talk about. There is a lot of different issues. There are a lot of different issues within this topic, and so much work to be done within it to really make organisations welcoming to people with children, with caring responsibilities, to really make use of flexibility. And actually, we were starting to look at how do we make flexibility open to all. So lots to take away, lots of energy, I think, for the next stage of the big conversation.
So that's the end of the launch of the big conversation. A really good evening. Lots of really great debate and discussion around the issues. So we heard from Roz, Susan and Jem talking about maternity and the experiences women have, particularly around carers and around flexibility at work from Jem. And really, there was some great input from those 3 people. They gave really good presentations. A lot of food for thought there. Some good statistics and ideas and thoughts and challenges and barriers. So all in all, a really good evening. So the first thing is that we have a very, very old model of employment and of work, which is the default position is that you are full-time working in your office in a building. That is the default position, and we're so entrenched in that it's no wonder it's so hard to get out of that, because we're following a pattern of hundreds and hundreds of years. The second point is that HR needs to do more shaking around, more disrupting. HR professionals need to take the lead in trying new things, pushing the boundaries, being creative. They have a responsibility in organisations to really look at things differently and be a bit more creative and shake things about a little bit. And the third thing is a pretty massive thing, really, and it's about organisational culture and the need to change that, and particularly for leaders and managers to trust their staff. Because I think at the moment a lot of stuff isn't being moved forward because of a lack of trust. And once you have that trust element in there and you change that cultural dynamic of an organisation, you see things change. And I think that's a massive barrier. So that's pretty much it for tonight, for the big convo. I've just attached another article there from Simon Heath about flexible working from last year. Good article, so read it. And I've just also put a snap of to remind you of the Twitter hashtag as well. And don't forget to get involved in the stuff going on over the next 4 weeks, starting tomorrow with the HR Hour. That's hashtag HR Hour, 8 PM UK time, where the questions will be all around families, workplace, flexibility, etc. So get involved.